So welcome to my channel. Working as a nanny in the UK, you would be surprised, but it's one of the highest paying jobs that you can imagine, or maybe you can't actually imagine. To put this into context, nanny jobs are paying between 40 to 50,000 pounds per year for new starters, which means if you're applying for a nanny job, you can expect to earn about 40 to 50,000 pounds per year. To put this into context, if you're a carer, you're going to be earning 20,000 pounds per year. If you're a nurse in the UK, you're going to be earning 27,000 pounds per year. If you are a doctor in the UK, you're going to be earning 29,000 pounds per year. So that's a starting salary for these three jobs. But if you apply to work as a nanny, then you can expect to start from 40 to 50,000 pounds per year. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you, what are the requirements to work as a nanny? What can you expect? Where can you get training? In fact, the top end training to work as a nanny, what does it really entail, and all of that. Because look, I'm all about thinking out of the box. So whether you're already in the UK right now or you're still out of the UK, you need to be thinking out of the box. So if you're new to the channel, it's such a pleasure to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate the time you really take to watch these videos. And I really do hope that you're implementing, because look, I don't want to be wasting my time. I want you to implement all of this so that you can continue to thrive in your career, you can continue to excel, and you can continue to earn more money. Because look, with the recession and the financial crisis, the least you can do for yourself, the least we can do for ourselves is find better opportunities for ourselves. And being in the UK, that's what the country offers. So yes, we do need to take advantage of these opportunities. And before I get started, I'm going to be doing a live session at the end of this month, where I'm going to be talking about, all these opportunities that are there in the UK. What are the pathways that are available for you to move to the UK, this 2023, career progression. If you're already in the UK, most importantly, career progression is something that I'm really passionate about. And I have a private coaching program for nurses, carers, student nurses, people that want to get into clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs. So career progression, like I've said, is something that I'm 100%, keen on. So you want to check the comment section below, because I'm going to drop a link to my newsletter. If you join the newsletter, then obviously you're going to get an invitation to attend a live session. The live session is going to be on Zoom. It's not going to be on YouTube, so you won't find a video here. You will need to attend the live session to get access to that information, because I will not be sharing it outside of that session. So you want to make sure that you 100% joining to have access to that information. So let's get started. Like I was saying, if to work as a nanny, it is something that is just incredible. I didn't even think that's how highly paid it was, until as I was supporting the nurses in my program, many of the nurses have had challenges with getting the required IELTS scores. So I've had to think out of the box, think of other opportunities and other ways that they can move to the UK. Some of the carers in my program as well, they've been struggling with working as carers in the UK. So I've also had to think out of the box to find other possibilities in the UK that they can get into that offer visa sponsorship. So yes, you can get visa sponsorship to move to the UK, or to swap if you're already in the UK as a nanny. But obviously, you need to make sure that you're top notch. You need to make sure that you kind of dot your I's and you cut your T's beautifully. So what can you expect? One of the things I like about being a nanny is that it usually comes with accommodation. So you don't have any rent to pay. You have free accommodation, obviously, because you're living with the family. Obviously, whether you're working as a carer, you're working as a nurse, you're working as a nanny, it's going to be up to you to assess your personal circumstances and decide, is this right for me? Is this something that I want to embark on? Because if you want to live in your own house and do your own thing, then obviously you will have to ask yourself those questions. Because if you're working as a nanny, for example, many of these positions, they want you to stay in the house, because obviously you're caring for children. Maybe the parents are working, or the parents are traveling, they are really, really busy, and so they want you to be around. And that's why you're not paying rent, you're not paying bills, you have all your accommodation, food, everything provided. So the 50,000 or 40,000, how much ever you're paid, it's just your own pay, but you don't have any bills to pay. I think for me, this is the best thing about this particular role. So do they want experience? Do they not want experience? Look, I have supported one person, just one person in my private coaching program has had this job as a nanny, and that was end of last year, which is, after I discovered this particular pathway to see that they could actually offer visa sponsorship. And, she was already a nurse, she was already a nurse. So she was working with kids, so pediatric nurse, which kind of helped with that job application. She also spoke French and English, which also helped, because the truth is that many of the people that are looking for nannies, they prefer people that can speak more than one language. First, your English needs to be impeccable. You need to be absolutely amazing the way you talk, because you're going to be spending time with these kids, and the families want to know that you're able to talk fluently. Your English is not like, I don't know, but you get what I mean. So you need to be really, really good when it comes to that, from the accent to the actual English, grammar and all that. It's got to be really, really good. And this particular nurse, she was absolutely amazing when it came to that. And she actually did some extra courses that helped, to boost the application. Obviously, once we had found out about this pathway, because she was really keen. And her own job, obviously, she's now in the UK, and she's being paid £45,000 per year, and she's a living nanny, so she does live with the family. I've actually spoken to her. We'll be doing a YouTube video together to share her experience, how she finds it and all of that, so that if anybody's keen, they can also learn from it. So if you haven't joined my newsletter, again, you do want to check the comment section to make sure you join the newsletter, attend that live session. I also send really useful information about changes, updates in the UK, whether it's about career progression, visa sponsorship, so that you are aware of what is going on, because opportunity obviously waits for nobody. One thing that I'm going to say is that there is indeed a school in the UK that specializes on training nannies. So this school is called Nolan College. So Nolan College, I've been in contact with them, and they accept international students as well. So you don't only have to be female, because I have people asking, oh, Melvis, can I apply for a nanny job if I'm male? Yes, you can apply for a nanny job even if you're male, because some of them want men, some want women. It's just up to whoever is recruiting. So you can apply. So Nolan College specializes exclusively on training nannies. The course is 4 years. Yes, it is 4 years to become a nanny, through this Nolan College. Like I said, it's top end. The fees are currently £20,000 per year. But, the first 3 years, you're going to be obviously learning. It's more of theory and all that. Then year 4 is more of practice. So it's like a placement. You will be with an actual family. And during that year 4, you're going to be earning between £40,000 and £50,000 per year. So Nolan College guarantee, they say, they 100% guarantee you a job upon successful completion of your course from their college. I've also applied recently to have university status. So instead of being called Nolan College, they'll be called Nolan University. But obviously, they only specialize on training nannies. So if this is something that you're keen on and you can afford, look, it's worth checking. Because if you wanted to move to the UK, for example, or you're already in the UK and you're looking for courses to study, these are some of the opportunities that you can look into. And the statistics also show that, 78% of people that are graduating from Nolan College have a first class degree. But most importantly, and the most staggering thing, is that between about 5 years of graduating from Nolan College, these nannies are earning about £170,000 per year. So it is unbelievable how much money you can earn if you go to this Nolan College. So if you're considering studying again, maybe if you're somebody who is really passionate about kids, you're keen on children, you like to care for kids, again, this is an option that I would personally be considering if this was a pathway that I was keen on. So obviously, going to Oxford or going to Cambridge University is going to cost you less than going to Nolan. But Nolan also guarantees you, like I said, I've been in contact with them, they also guarantee that you're going to have their support for the rest of your career. So the 20,000 that you're paying per year, even once you're graduated from their, college, they're still going to support you with that career. So they've got their own exclusive agency, that, they recruit their nannies that are graduating and they send to these families. So that's how it works. So once you go there, you don't need to be thinking, how am I going to get a job? It's 100% guaranteed. And obviously they have top end clients. The course content, you've got like sewing, you've got like cooking, how do you make delicious meals and just nutritious meals for families, for children especially. Early years education is something that is huge and massive if you want to work with kids. They also learn about self-defense. So obviously, these are things that if you're keen on applying for a nanny job in the UK, you want to be considering these skills. If you don't have them, I'm just giving you some tips here to consider all of that. So I want you to leave a comment and say, Melvis, I will implement, because that implementation obviously is key. If you're looking for nanny jobs, then you should be considering all these different skills, because that's what they're going to be looking out for. Also, if you're enjoying the video, I want you to just like the video, because it lets me know that you're enjoying the content, and I should do more like this, because look, I need implementation. 2023 for me is a year for implementation. So it's not like you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that was actually good. But that's not enough. What do you do with the information you've got is really what is going to be life changing for you. So again, with all these skills that are teaching, since this school is high end, it means that if you're keen on looking for nanny jobs, these are some of the skills that you need to have. Like I said, the nurse that was part of my private coaching program, who was able to get a nanny job, she was already a pediatric nurse, so children's nurse, and she had to do some other courses to add to that to try and get this job. She also could speak French and English. So again, you want to make sure that you're enhancing your skills, and that is why being laser focused on what you want is so important. Because if you're all over the place, you want any job that comes your way, it is very difficult to have the tailored skills for any of those jobs. Because look, each job or each profession requires different things, completely different things. If you want to be a carer, for example, the skills you need to have, the qualifications that you need to have, the requirements that are looking for are completely different. If you're looking for nanny jobs, they need completely different skills, different requirements as well. So you need to make sure that you assess your personal circumstances and you're going for the best opportunities that fit you best or that suit you best. Also, for example, if you're somebody who's got kids, let's say you've got 3 kids, and you're thinking, oh, I'm in the UK, I'm living with my kids, I don't want to leave them alone. Obviously, an opportunity like this, working as a nanny, it may not be right for you. And that's why I say you need to assess your personal circumstances and make sure that your time is focused on the right job for you, the right skills and the right effort. Because if you're all over the place, you end up losing a lot of valuable time, and you will end up, just like without the best opportunity. So again, if you're somebody who needs support with this, obviously I do have a private coaching program where I support nurses, carers, student nurses with career progression. But like I said, because of the challenges that some of the members of my coaching program have had with arts, for example, it's about exploring other opportunities. Many of the people who are already in the UK, who came as carers, for example, they are exploring other opportunities in the UK. And that's why I'm saying that you need to be checking what else is out there. This is just an example that I've made this video to say to you, these are some of the things that are out there. And just to put this into context, if you're already in the UK right now, you know how expensive childcare is. To keep your child with somebody for a day, for example, in a nursery or wherever, it is very expensive. It normally costs on average £60 per day. So if you're keeping your child, say 3 days a week, how much does that come as? So again, it is something that is really incredible. Lots of opportunities here. Just to put this into context as well, one of my colleagues that I had during COVID-19, because she didn't want to, kind of continue doing nursing, she decided to leave and start her own childcare business and company. And right now she's making over £100,000 per year running the childcare business. And guess what? She's doing it from her house, from her own home. She's not had any premises yet, just in her house, but she is making over £100,000 per year. She's currently looking for new premises to be able to expand, this particular childcare business that she's doing. So you can see the opportunities that are available in this sector. Whether you're coming in as an entrepreneur, look, you need to be open-minded, because if you've got skills, for example, you're someone who's into kids, like this my colleague that I'm saying, she's so into kids. She's got 3 children herself. She's very creative. She's constantly looking for activities that they can do. She's constantly thinking of how she can spend quality time. If you're somebody like that, you should even consider starting your own childcare business. So again, there are endless opportunities that are here in the UK. It's just about taking those opportunities, implementing them, not just focusing on the obstacles, but you need to focus on the end product, the end product, the fact that you're giving love to these kids whose parents need to work. It is an amazing service, to offer. As somebody who's got children myself, having a nursery or a school to keep my kids, it is something that is massive. And, I would be happy to pay for it because it enables me to go out and work. So you can see how, and why these nanny jobs are so highly paid. So if you're somebody who again is keen on this pathway, you 100% want to make sure that your CV is spot on. You've got the right experience. They also always want references. You need to have references. Like this nurse, like I was saying, she worked as a pediatric nurse, so she was able to use that opportunity and that experience working as a pediatric nurse, and they were able to accept it because as a pediatric nurse, you've already got that fundamental, level of understanding and level of care that you need to have for children. But again, she did some other extra courses to add to her nursing degree to enable her get this job. So like I said, she's earning £45,000 per year. Nursing is 27,000. Being a carer is 20,000, and being a doctor in the UK, you start at £29,000 per year. So you can see how this opportunity is absolutely amazing. So again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't want you to be a stranger on here. I do want you to hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on that notification button because you do 100% want to be the first to be notified every single time when I drop a new video on here. If you haven't joined my newsletter, you want to join the newsletter because when there's any update, I can inform you directly through your email. I don't want you relying on the YouTube algorithm to say, because if you're watching this video, you probably found it by chance, which means, the algorithm decides what do you see, what do you not see. You want to be intentional about your career progression. You want to be intentional about your progress this 2023 because look, there are endless opportunities, but you do need to be ready. You do need to have access to the best information so that you can assess that information and choose what's best for you. And that's what I do, obviously, in my private coaching program. When you join, what happens is we have a one-to-one session, initially, just to get to know each other. What do you want? What are you looking for? What's available? And then we have weekly sessions, weekly live sessions. They're normally on Thursdays. We do CV reviews, we do interview preparation. We actually find those opportunities. It's all purpose built on my website. So when I find those good opportunities, because I'm in contact with many of these people who are looking, for people to work in these sectors, then I would share obviously with the members of my private coaching program, and then you can apply that way because we make sure that we build the CV well. You're ready for the interview and just the best candidate really for the job. And so career progression, like I've said, is something that cannot be underestimated. You 100% want to focus on that. Working as a nanny is an incredible opportunity. Keep watching. Thank you. Bye for now.